In the quiet suburbs of Western cities, a hidden conflict is unfolding, not with armies but with spies, informants, and assassins. Western intelligence agencies warn that Iran's intelligence services are more aggressive than ever, plotting kidnappings and assassinations on Western soil. The targets? Not just politicians, but journalists, activists, and ordinary citizens who criticize the Iranian regime. This is no longer a distant threat. It's a clear and present danger in Europe and North America. Tehran's alleged shadow network uses both state agents and criminal gangs, employing tactics from surveillance to brute force. For some dissidents, a knock at the door could mean intimidation or worse. Security officials, once silent, now go public with details of foiled plots, hoping exposure will disrupt future attacks. Iran's shift in tactics has forced Western agencies to adapt quickly, reallocating resources to counter this evolving threat. The network's use of proxies makes it hard to trace orders back to Tehran, complicating efforts to dismantle it. At stake, the safety of citizens and the sovereignty of nations. This is an ideological battle. Western free speech versus a regime determined to silence dissent everywhere. Dissidents who speak out against Iran's abuses now live in constant vigilance, their daily lives shadowed by fear. The West faces a dilemma: how to protect these individuals without undermining its own open society. The threat is personal for those targeted, and a test of values for the countries that shelter them. The shadow war is here, and the stakes have never been higher. Alarm bells are ringing in unison across the West. Intelligence chiefs from the US, UK, and Europe have issued joint warnings. Iran's Ministry of Intelligence and the IRGC pose a direct threat. This isn't just rhetoric. Evidence includes intercepted communications and disrupted plots. The US has unsealed indictments detailing Iranian schemes to assassinate officials and kidnap dissidents. In the UK, MI5 revealed it foiled at least 15 Iranian plots targeting UK-based individuals since 2022. European nations echo these concerns, citing Iranian espionage and even prosecuting an Iranian diplomat for a bomb plot in France. These collective warnings show this is a systematic campaign, not an isolated problem. The West is sending a clear message: Iran's actions are being watched and will not be tolerated. Intelligence warnings are backed by chilling real-world cases. In London, 2 British Iranian journalists faced credible threats, forcing their news channel to relocate reporting to the US. Germany has tracked IRGC operatives and convicted a German-Afghan man for spying on pro-Israel targets. The 2018 foiled bomb plot in Belgium, targeting an exiled opposition rally, led to the conviction of an Iranian diplomat. Iran's methods, using diplomats, intelligence officers, and criminal proxies to target dissidents and critics. The targets are consistent: those who challenge the regime. European counterintelligence cooperation has stopped several plots, but officials worry about those that go undetected. The boldness of these operations risks major diplomatic fallout. For every foiled plot, the fear remains. How many more are in motion? The threat is persistent, and vigilance is constant. The US has long been a primary target for Iranian intelligence. Recent plots include an attempt to assassinate John Bolton and a foiled kidnapping of journalist Masih Alinejad in New York. The FBI uncovered plans to abduct Alinejad and transport her to Iran via Venezuela. These cases sent shockwaves through the Iranian diaspora, showing that even US soil isn't safe for regime critics. Iranian cyber espionage also targets US agencies and infrastructure, blending hacking with real-world intimidation. The Department of Justice's strategy: public indictments to disrupt operations and warn collaborators. The FBI works with diaspora communities to encourage reporting of suspicious activity. The use of criminal proxies and the vastness of the U.S. make tracking threats a constant challenge. The intent is clear, but the network's reach is difficult to fully contain. The shadow war is active, and the stakes are high. At the center of these plots is the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, or IRGC. The IRGC is more than a military force. It's a vast economic and political empire, answering directly to Iran's supreme leader. Its Quds force handles foreign operations, supporting proxy militias, and conducting covert actions abroad. The IRGC's business empire funds its activities and provides cover for intelligence work. Since the killing of Quds Force Commander Qasem Soleimani, the IRGC has expanded its focus to direct action in the West. The group's blend of military, intelligence, and economic power makes it a formidable adversary. Western agencies now see the IRGC as the main driver behind plots targeting dissidents in Europe and North America. The IRGC's global reach is growing, and so is the threat. Why the surge in Iranian covert operations now? The 2022 protests after Mahsa Amini's death shook the regime, prompting Tehran to target diaspora activists it blames for unrest. Tensions over Iran's nuclear program and harsh U.S. sanctions have fueled a climate of hostility. Covert operations are Iran's way to retaliate and show it can impose costs on its adversaries. The killing of Soleimani intensified the regime's desire for revenge, driving high-risk plots against Western targets. Iran may also see the West as distracted by other crises, creating a perceived window of opportunity. By using proxies, Iran maintains plausible deniability, complicating Western responses. It's a risky gamble, but one Tehran seems willing to take. The escalation is both strategic and deeply personal for the regime. Experts are divided on the true scale of the Iranian threat. Intelligence officials warn the danger is real and growing, citing numerous foiled plots as proof of intent and capability. Targeted activists urge governments to take the threat seriously and offer better protection. Others caution that the threat may be exaggerated for political reasons, fueling calls for tougher sanctions or military action. Some point to the amateurish nature of certain plots as evidence of desperation, not strength. The debate highlights the challenge of assessing covert threats with incomplete information. What's clear? The intent is sinister, but the effectiveness of Iran's networks in the West is still debated. The risk is real for dissidents, but the broader strategic threat remains under scrutiny. Western nations are responding with a multi-layered strategy. Intelligence agencies are sharing information more closely than ever, connecting the dots across borders. Law enforcement is taking a proactive stance, investigating, arresting, and prosecuting suspects to expose Iran's methods. High-profile convictions, like that of Iranian diplomat Asadollah Assadi, show diplomatic immunity won't shield those involved in terrorism. Financial sanctions target the IRGC and its business network, aiming to cut off funding for foreign operations. The US, UK, and EU have all imposed sanctions on key IRGC officials. Security measures for potential targets have increased, including police protection and cyber defense. Public awareness campaigns urge vigilance in diaspora communities. This comprehensive approach aims to disrupt, deter, and degrade Iran's shadow network. The fight is ongoing, and the West is adapting. The evidence from Western intelligence paints a troubling picture. Iran's shadow network is real, and its reach is growing. Foiled plots across the US and Europe suggest a strategic shift by Tehran toward more direct action against its enemies abroad. The motives are a mix of revenge, ideology, and strategic calculation. Critics warn against exaggerating the threat, but the danger to dissidents and journalists is undeniable. The debate over Iran's true capabilities continues, But the need for vigilance is clear. Western governments must balance security with the values of open societies. Navigating this world of shadows is a test of both resolve and restraint. Understanding this hidden conflict is essential to meeting the security challenges of our time.